Hi, I'm Janelle, and this is my dog Holden. Like many of you, we spend a lot of time together on Boulder's open space and mountain parks trails. And because Holden is still being trained and not under voice and sight control, I'm required to use a leash to keep him by my side while we're hiking. In this video, we'll review the City of Boulder's expectations for the dogs and guardians who use voice and sight control, go over the rules regarding dog waste, and also talk about some basic canine trail etiquette. Boulder is renowned for its more than 43,000 beautiful acres of open space and mountain parks land in and around the city. Nearly 5.5 million people visit these areas each year, and of those, approximately 30% choose to experience these wildlands with their dogs. It's a unique opportunity, but one that comes with a certain amount of responsibility. Open space and mountain parks and Parks and Recreation posts its dog regulations at every trailhead. It's important for visitors to know the rules at all city-managed properties. In some places, dogs must be on a leash. On some trails, we have seasonal leash requirements, and in a few places, dogs are not permitted. On many trails, however, dogs are allowed to be under voice and sight control. Unless your dog consistently meets these requirements, it must be on a leash. In most other areas within city limits, dogs are required to be on a leash. The current voice and sight control ordinance became part of Boulder's municipal code in 1996 and includes specific guidelines defining how your dog should behave when under voice and sight control. Let's take an in-depth look at the City of Boulder's voice and sight control regulations, find out why compliance is so important, and demonstrate some real-life scenarios or challenges that you, the dog guardian, may face on open space and mountain parks land. Voice and sight control is a tough standard for both dogs and guardians. The elements of the law include: dogs must be under verbal control and within your sight at all times, regardless of any distraction that you may encounter.
Sit.
In addition, your dog must always come to you and stay with you, the guardian, immediately upon your command. Your dog must never charge, chase, or otherwise display aggression towards any person or behave in a way that any reasonable person may find harassing or disturbing. Your dog must also never charge, chase, or otherwise display aggression towards any dog.
Keep close.
And your dog must never chase, harass, or disturb wildlife or livestock. No more than 2 dogs may be under voice and sight control per guardian at any time. And finally, dog guardians are required to have a leash in their possession for each dog at all times. As you can see, City of Boulder voice and sight control standards are challenging even for the best trained dogs. But it is the guardian's responsibility to make sure that their dogs meet these standards. For example, if you're using voice and sight control, you must be able to focus your attention on your dog so you are continually aware of its behavior. Remember, you're required to keep your dog in sight at all times, which can be a challenge on open space and mountain parks trails, where creek corridors, rolling hills, and trail switchbacks may cause visual barriers between you and your dog. And remember, if you're using voice and sight control, you must be able to both see and have your dog come to you immediately when you call. Having your dog off leash on our trails is a privilege earned by patient, consistent training. If you're unsure, or if your dog is just having an off day, be responsible and use the leash. Rangers do patrol open space and mountain parks properties, and city animal control officers patrol other city lands. Voice and sight control standards are enforced to ensure that all of our visitors, the area's wildlife, and other pets aren't bothered or harassed by dogs off leash. Failure to keep your dog under control may result in penalties as high as $1,000 and/or 90 days in jail. So now that we know the rules of voice and sight control, let's look at a few more dogs that need some training, and some that already meet these expectations.
Scenario 1. Poorly trained dog. When hiking, be aware of your surroundings, including other people and dogs. Even if your dog is friendly, other visitors may not want to be approached, particularly if they are with a child or elderly, afraid of dogs, on a horse, or accompanied by a leash dog. If unsure, ask if it's okay for your dog to approach someone else, and have a leash ready for your dog if the answer is no. And now, an example of a well-trained dog and a conscientious guardian.
May we approach?
No, please leash your dog.
Oh, okay. Heel. Heel.
Although this guardian could have just called her dog to her side, she chose to use the leash to reduce the child's fear. A nice situation for all. Scenario 2. Poorly trained dog. Your dog must always come to and stay with you immediately upon your command, no matter what the distraction.
Come here. Reba, come here. She's not gonna hurt you.
A multitude of distractions can be overcome by the properly trained dog.
Eli, right here. On by. Right here. Good dog, Eli. That was good. Right here. Eli, come on. Right there.
Good morning.
Hi. Okay.
Scenario 3. Poorly trained dog. Remember, under the voice and sight control guidelines, your dog must never charge, chase, or display aggression towards people or other dogs.
Come on. Come on. Oh, hey. Come on.
Here is an example of 2 responsible guardians and 2 well-trained dogs in a similar situation.
Hi, is your dog okay?
Yeah, she's friendly.
Okay. Come on, Casey.
Come on, girl.
Come on, Casey.
Come on. Come on, girl. Reba.
Good girl. Good girl.
Scenario 4. Poorly trained dog. City of Boulder natural areas are home to wildlife, such as black bears, mountain lions, porcupines, and rattlesnakes that could kill or injure your dog. Dogs must therefore not chase or disturb wildlife for their own safety, as well as that of the wild animals. A dog that is under voice and sight control can resist even the most tempting situations. It is up to you, the guardian, to be aware of your environment, anticipate potential conflicts, and know your dog.
As we've shown you, voice and sight control rules are very specific. The City of Boulder also has a regulation that requires the immediate removal of dog excrement on open space and mountain parks land. This regulation is necessary as it's estimated that about 30 tons of dog excrement is left behind on open space and mountain parks land every year. It looks and smells bad and can contain harmful parasites and bacteria that spread into our water sources. It also promotes the growth of non-native plants. Bring plastic bags on your walks, pick up your dog's excrement immediately, and dispose of that bag in a trash can. Disposal does not mean leaving full bags along the trail for you to pick up later. Now that you're familiar with voice and sight control, let's talk about some basic dog etiquette on our trails. Our parking lots and trailheads are congested areas often next to busy roads. Because your dog may be in boisterous spirits when let out of the car, use a short leash to protect the dog from other vehicles and to minimize trailhead conflicts with other visitors and dogs. Many visitors to open space and mountain parks seek beauty or serenity, and oftentimes an encounter with the dog, leashed or unleashed, is not what they had in mind.
Is it okay if my dogs approach you? Oh, heel.
Be respectful
Michael,
of this
Chloe,
and
come
call
here.
ahead
Come
to
on.
determine if it's okay to let your dog approach.
Good dogs, good dogs.
And if the answer is no, please call your dog back to your side. Finally, please do your basic dog training somewhere else. Because of the potential disturbances to other visitors or wildlife, open space and mountain parks is not the place to work with an untrained dog unless in a sanctioned class. Continual practice will ensure that your dog responds when it counts. In addition, the Humane Society of Boulder Valley and other local trainers offer dog training and obedience classes. For many of us, our dogs are our best friends, but they are also descendants of wolves and are highly social animals. Some are bred to hunt and protect, and as a result can cause conflicts with other users and inflict damage upon our natural resources if they aren't managed. In order for us to fulfill our goal of protecting the land and enhancing the experience of open space and mountain parks visitors, you must know the characteristics of your dog, train your dog properly, and take responsibility for your dog's actions. And remember, having our dogs off leash and under voice and sight control is a privilege earned through patient and consistent training. If you're unsure of your dog's behavior, be safe and keep your dog on a leash. See you on the trails. Hey, let's go, good boy. Let's go, Holden.